Yeah, it says it's fine on my end. So. No, we're not door dashing today. I don't know if you read the title of the live stream, but it lagged. Well, I hope it doesn't keep doing that. Don't tell me it's going to keep lagging this whole time. Alright, we'll just go with it. Anyway, no, we're not door dashing. If you saw the title of the live stream, I'm tuning up my bikes. So, we'll have to a bit of an early start with that. We're going to get everything set up. I'll just do our thing. Yeah, I got this door open over here too. Got a little cross breeze action out here. Alright, you gotta watch out, Lucy. This should be good. Love the bikes. Thanks. Appreciate it. And welcome to the channel. Make yourself at home. Hey Sabine, how you doing? Good to see you. Just getting my bikes tuned up. Okay. Oh, get away. Big Ben Urban Explorations. What's going on, Ben? How you doing? Yeah, no problem, Sabine. You've been here long enough. Move you guys closer. Yeah, something along those lines might work. Let's see. Doing good, mate. Thank you. Nice. Glad to hear you're doing good. So I got my tool bag. I also have a repair stand that I've got some more tools on as well. But essentially, just want to make sure everything is pretty much good to go with these bikes. give a nice little cleanup job and everything like that too. Make sure everything's in ship shape. Got to get a couple more things. I'll be right out. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Okay. That's a problem right there. Yeah, what do I do with my spare set? Here we are. Let's see. It's like everyone's breaking the ice a little bit. It's the weekend finally. Yeah. Finally the weekend. There we go. Yeah, this damn thing gets a little finicky sometimes. It should be able to slide out properly, and it doesn't. Because the motor spun out on this thing before. So, sometimes it takes a little elbow grease to get it out. There we go. But it's all good. Let's see. That brake pad looks fine. And looks like nothing broke off so far. Hasn't worn down too much. Hey, what's up, DJ? How you doing? We're just tuning up my bikes today, and I'm taking the day off from work. How's your day going? this needs to be tightened a little bit too. Yeah, I put an extra nut on the side of the bolt for the kickstand because I always run into the problem of the kickstand loosening up. So I figured to counteract that, I put a nut on the opposite side. Give it some extra security. But it needs to be tightened from time to time, so worthwhile trade-off. So that keeps it nice and stable, doesn't wobble. Yeah, chain's in decent shape. I'm still going to degrease it a little bit. But yeah, these have been chipping a bit, but that's still fine. Hope you guys are having a decent day. DJ says, doing good, thanks, sounds good. Nice. What kind of plans you guys got for the weekend? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. You guys are going to be out getting turned, or if you got to work. Yeah, we're not lubing up the chain yet, because I'm going to put the wheel back on before I do it. Or lubing and degreasing. Because what I do is I shift the gears to make sure the gear shifting is A-okay. And as I spray the chain, it sends that degreaser and the lube onto the cogs of the freewheel. So it just saves a little work by doing it that way. Okay, there we go. Looking pretty good. You can also use stuff like furniture polish when it comes to cleaning the frame. Don't actually spray any screws or any chains or gears or anything like that with this stuff. That's what the degreaser's for. Because this stuff will just dry it out, and even though you want to degrease it, you don't want your gears to be dry. If they're dry, they're more prone to breakage. So that's why you lube them up afterwards. I just don't have any furniture polish on me, so that's why I'm using this stuff to clean the frame. Gets the job done just fine. know at some point I want to get some touch-up paint. Just like your basic acrylic paint. Just to help touch up any like scraping and peeling of the paint job. But that can wait. Move you guys up a little bit. Vince Retro Gamer. What's going on, Vince? How you doing? Good to see you. Only bike I have now is a Diamondback Viper BMX. Oh, fancy. Nearly bedtime for me, finishing my last beer. It's 12:35 in South Australia. I gotcha. Nice. Well, whenever you head out, I hope you have a good night. And glad to have you. Yeah, believe it or not, we finally got rain over here. It took over a month, but we finally got some rain action. Florida's been in somewhat of a dry spell for a while now. It's been over a month, actually. So it's actually kind of nice to get some rain, especially on a day off. Oh yeah. You can tell we got some grime and grease on this thing. I'll have to get that degreased as well. And nothing too major with my other bike. The mountain bike is fine. I'm not going to worry about that today. But I do want to get a little job done with that smaller bike. I know the chain's gotten pretty greasy. It actually fell off at one point, but I was able to reposition it. And it only fell off mainly because it slipped off the cog. Not necessarily because it snapped or anything, but I gotta degrease it after this. This chain is not as greasy. Yeah, it's not even that greasy. But I'm still gonna degrease it. And brake pad looks fine here. I haven't need to bled out the calipers yet, so we're not going to worry about that. I'll need to bleed them out at some point. I could also go the lazy route and put on some mechanical disc brakes instead. I'm kidding, I'm not going to do that. Not with this kind of bike. Mm-mm. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think mechanical disc brakes are actually pretty underrated. Especially the 2-piston ones. They actually get really good braking power. They're not difficult to adjust either. And in case you're wondering the difference between hydraulic and mechanical, so hydraulic uses it uses some kind of fluid. It's usually mineral oil. You squeeze the lever, it shoots the oil into the caliper, and the pressure of the pistons breaks on the disc rotor. It also can readjust itself. They are more expensive, and they do cost more to fix if they break, and they do need to be bled out eventually. And then, you got to put new mineral oil in them. But you get better braking power from them. They usually can have more pistons as well. I've seen ones have as many as like 6 or 8 pistons before. Although your average hydraulic disc brakes usually have 2 to 4 pistons. More pistons means more breakage. Mechanical disc brakes operates on a pulley system, kind of like V-brakes do. So it's got different dials, so you can adjust the tension of the cable. The more slack you have in the cable, the less braking power that you have. So you don't want to have slack in the cable all that much. That way you get that maximal braking power. And it's not as powerful, but they are easy to adjust. They're a lot cheaper as well. And you can have as many as 2 pistons on your average one. But yeah, the price differential is pretty big. Like if you want to get standard DY Island hydraulic brakes, it'll run you about $100 for a set. Meanwhile, with mechanical disc brakes, a decent set will cost you like 20, 30 USD. Just got to keep an eye on Lucy. Lucy's out here with me. Okay. Anyway, she's good. Okay, well, that pretty much covers the cleaning of the frame, so that's good. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. Sabine says, I let you run, have to start cooking for the evening dinner, still be in the background. Thanks, Sabine. Appreciate you being here. We have some good pump tracks over here if you like pump tracks. Oh, that's cool. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay. Alright, so let's put that wheel back on. I also want to make sure it's nice and clean. So I'll be doing that in just a bit. I'll have to readjust this a bit too, just so it's not scuffing at the brake pads. All right. Bike degreaser. So this doesn't actually lube up your gears and chains. So make sure that you actually have chain lube, gear lube. I use this stuff. I know it says chain, but you can put it on your gears too. It lubes it up. Just make sure that it doesn't dry up, right? If it dries, it starts to chafe, it creates a lot of friction, wears down the gears and the chain. This just removes all the grease and grime that builds up over time, right? Because you figure you're out there, you probably got to go off-roading every now and again. You run through some mud, some sand, some dirt. Maybe it's raining outside. So you just make sure that you degrease. Give that a couple minutes. And then I'm going to clean the rim. Make sure that the tension on the spokes is fine. So I'm going to bust out one of my spoke wrenches. Alright, looks good. Nice. I also like to use that degreaser whenever I'm spraying on the front wheel, so it gets around on the bearings, right? So the bearings you put within the wheel itself, it's going to stick on the outsides. They're silver. And I'm going to use my hub cone wrench to make sure that the bearings are on nice and tight, but not too tight to the point where the wheel can't roll out properly. Probably need to get another rag. But yeah, the bearings that are on the sides of the outside, they hold the hub. And usually inside the hub, you got like these small metal balls that just help support the internal part of the hub, depending on which kind of hub that you have. And the hub is where it has those lacing holes. And the lacing holes is where you put the bicycle spokes through. So that's called lacing. Hey Candy, how's it going? Hey Yuka, how you guys doing? Just getting my bike tuned up. So I cleaned the frame, and what I'm doing now is I was degreasing the hub. So the hub is what holds the spokes in place, right? And then the spokes, they hold the rim. So I was degreasing the hub, cleaning the rim, and I'm gonna check the tension on the spokes using my spoke wrench. Good. Okay. And yeah, we're finally getting rain out here too. Candy says, oh, it's going? Hey, at least it's going. Yeah, just making sure that my bikes are tuned up. You know, you gotta, if you're gonna do this kind of stuff, like DIY style, you gotta do it on a somewhat regular basis. So I figure I usually do it about once a month after all the running through the cycles and circles and everything. So, and I figured, you know, since I live streamed it last time, might as well live stream it again. So, that's looking good. I'm gonna whip out my hub cone wrench. So, this is a hub cone wrench, and what you do is there's a little cone. All right, there's a cone that's that's on the outside of the hub that supports the bearing on the hub. You use this to tighten it. If it's not tight enough, it's going to loosen the bearing, and then the bearing could fall off or even snap. So I like to make sure that the bearing is on tight. It's usually right in... Let me show you guys. So, right about, if you can see it, see if that helps. So this little knob right here, that's a hub cone. That's what supports the bearing. The bearing is this little silver circle that you see. That's the bearing. That's what holds inside the hub. The hub is what this is. So this right here, that's the hub. The hub has the lacing slots where you put the bicycle spokes through. And then you put them into the spoke nipples. That's what they call these. They're spoke nipples. That's what just holds the rim in place. And then, you know, that's how that works. Fair enough. Alright, yeah, that's better. I'm going to use a little more of that degreaser. A little grimy in that, right on that hub cone. It's a little grimy. Alright, that'll work. And I'll give that a second to dry off. So, rim's clean, frame's clean, fenders are clean, little knick-knack parts are clean, so. Release the Lucy bear. Oh yeah, you see Lucy out here, right? Yeah, Lieutenant Lucy's on the lookout. Yeah, it was cool, man. We actually finally got rain today. So as you can probably tell. First time in over a month. Can you believe it? First time in over a month we finally got rain today. Let's see. Hey Mary, how's it going? Good to see you. Neighborhood watch. Yeah, Lucy's our neighborhood watch. Lieutenant Lucy on the lookout. But yeah, just yeah, it's been over a month. No kidding. Not a single drop of rain in my area throughout the month of April. It's going great. Nice. Glad to hear that. That's heckin' dope, fam. Good stuff. But yeah, I'm just doing my monthly bike tune-up. So that's a little rundown of that. And I give you guys some tips and tricks about different tools I use, what they're used for, different components of the bike. That way you can get a little value out of these streams too. Don't do that. Okay. Then this will be a surprise tool that'll help us later, as it helped us now. Alright. Gonna try to wipe off the rest. I'll put a little loop in there too. Yeah, you see right around that hub cone, looks like a poopy stain. I know you guys have seen some of the off-road antics I gotta do from time to time. So it's always a necessity to degrease, remove all that grime that you can find, so I can unwind. Bars. There we go. Nice. All right, looking pretty good. Now let's reposition this wheel. Want to get it to where it doesn't scuff up against the brake pads. So, little trial and error. Okay, tiny bit. Huh. Ooh. Perfect. That worked. Nice. So as you can probably see, if I put the flash on, let's see if I can get it better. Yeah, no scraping, nothing. Tiny bit of grease down there though. I want to try to get that out of there. But yeah, other than that, I got it perfect. No scrapage or anything. That's heckin' dope. Stubborn. Okay. There we go. Got it. Nice. Tiny little bit. Yeah, nothing. Perfect. Oh, it came out pretty nice. Very nice indeed. Now I say let's get that rear wheel back on. I'll turn you guys this way. And I'll face you guys downward. Something like that. That'll work. So what's everybody up to today? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. I'll have to fiddle around that positioning a bit. Yeah, this peg hook that holds the axle has gotten chipped quite a bit, so it is going to be a little off, and sometimes I got to actually like use elbow grease to pull it out now. But it is what it is. All right, let me see what it's scraping up against. Oh. Okay. Well, that's gone. Perfect. I guess we didn't need to do too much after all with that. Nice. Don't you love it when things work out? Let's see, what do we got? We got failing face forward. How's it going? Good to see you. Just getting my bike tuned up. All those fun things and stuff. So when it comes to the rear axle of an electric bike, in order to lodge the axle in place, you got to crank it counterclockwise. So if you got it facing upside down forward, you got to crank it counterclockwise. That's what hooks it into place. And you got these little washers right on the inside here. That holds it right in the peg hook. If you don't have it in there, it's just going to slip out. So that just gives it extra support. Let's see how tight I should make it. Alright, sounds good. And yeah, pretty much no wobble to the wheel, which is great. That means I did a pretty good job rebuilding this thing. Because the last time that I did my bike tune-up, for anyone that wasn't here, I had to rebuild this wheel because I got a new motor, right? So this motor that's on here now was the last one that I had to install on the bike. So I had to rebuild the wheel because it had a pretty bad wobble after a while. And I got it done so well, it completely got rid of the wobble. So that's pretty heckin' dope. Don't want this to be too tight. Perfect. Good. So as you can see, there's basically no wobble to the wheel. Look at that, right? That was when I rebuilt it. And the fact there's no difference means that the tension in the spokes hasn't really shifted at all. And yeah, you see what I mean right here, right? So this is the axle. And you see it's not perfectly straight in. If it was perfectly straight in, it would be facing diagonal like this. So I had to crank it in using my fixed wrench, lodge it into place. And as you can see, that little washer that's right here, that's what holds this into place in the slot. And then you tighten it using the nut. And sometimes you might need to put like a washer in between in case like the brackets are too wide. But in this case, the opposite was actually true, where I didn't put any washers in there because it actually functions better. So, thank goodness. Hey, what's up, X-Infinity Gamer? Good to see you. Just tuning up my bike, making sure everything's ship-shape. I cleaned the frame. I made sure the front-facing wheel was on ideally, so we're good to go with that. It also needed some degreasing, because, you know, every now and again you got to get that done. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure my derailleur is shifting the chain properly. So I'm going to cycle through the different gears and pedal just to make sure we're good to go. Yeah, there was a little buffer right there. And I think I'm on gear 6. So this might, let me see what we got. Wow, yeah, tension's very light. All right, there is a little bit of chafing, so I gotta adjust my derailleur a little bit, get that into place properly. So I'm gonna tune up the dials on it and do a little trial and error until it's nice and straight. Because when you straighten the derailleur, you're removing some of the slack off the chain. So ideally, you would want to do that. All right, let me see. Yeah, I got to use my Phillip. I think my smaller Phillip. That should get the job done. See if I turn you guys around so you can see it. It's a single speed with a single conversion kit. What, your bike? This is a 7-speed. So it's got the 7 gears and everything, running off a Shimano. No, I'm missing. That's pretty crooked. Huh. Alright, well, I know one thing I gotta do right off the bat. I gotta change out the screws. Because, I mean, just look at that. It's all bent out of shape. Yeah, I hope I got some more. I know I gotta get some more of some of these. Hey, Share Bear, how you doing? Good to see you. Purple Share Bear. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, cool, I do have one. Nice. Alright. Oh. Yeah, that one's too thick. Hold on. About half a size down. Let's see. Yeah, this one should be better. Got to make sure the threading pattern gets in there. Yeah, that one's too thick. Alright, I'll just drop this. I'll drop by one. Okay. This should be the one I'm looking for. Yeah, it's too loose. Okay. Uh-oh. Ah! It's all good. Happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Hope you guys are having a Freaky Friday. Alright, yeah, I gotta find a half. Okay, that might do it. You gotta go now. Take care, Sabine. Thanks for hanging out with me. Little trial and error. Just making sure I got the right size screw. I think this one's gonna be... Yeah, it's too loose. Yeah. I need a half size bigger. I don't know if I have any more. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I tried this size already. Alright. Let's see if I can make do. Because sometimes that's your best bet, is to make do. So if I gotta jerry rig it a bit, it's either my buddy Jim or Jerry, as far as how I rig it. I'll use my drill. Yeah, it helps to have all kinds of tools at your disposal for all kinds of situations. I'm not saying I'm an outright professional or anything, don't get me wrong, but, you know, build valuable skills, you can get a lot done, save a lot of money too. So the kind of stuff I'm doing right now, your average bike shop would charge like $100 to do it. Just to clean a frame and adjust some nuts and bolts. So I figured, why do that if I can do it myself? Right? Just... Yeah, it's not going to fit. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to have to get this specific size then. So, till then, I think we just got to kind of make do with the one screw. Ideally, I would want to have more of these, so I'll just have to keep that in mind moving forward. Okay. At least we know. So, all is well. Yeah, just a tiny bit awkward. All I want to do is slightly shift it away from the frame. Make sure that we're still good with that. Yeah. Let's keep trying a bit. Okay, I see where it's shifting a bit. Let's see. Yeah, it was a little straighter at one point, but this bike has fallen over a couple times. So, it's all good. Ooh. Yeah, I think it's gone. Alright. Now the real test is for us to shift the gears and see how it performs. So I'm going to drop the gears. Okay. So gear 5 is got a little too much slack on gear 5. In fact, it's actually on the wrong gear. Alright. Should be able to just... okay, I see the problem. So yeah, with that screw being bent like that, it's not pressing against the derailleur, so it's not able to drop the chain properly. So that's part of my problem right there. Okay. Yeah, so I gotta get a new screw because of how bent it is. I can't get it in there all the way. That's not what she said. It's okay. We'll make do. We'll make do just fine. So now, let's start degreasing nuts and bolts and things and stuff. Yes. Alright. Let's degrease it up, baby. And then we'll put some on the sprocket. Alright, perfect. The best part, you don't even have to wipe that stuff off. It just removes all that grease and grime on its own. Put my water somewhere. Gotta remember where to put it. Aha. Here we go. Nice. Alright, I'll give that just about a minute, and then I'm gonna lube up the chain. So yeah, all that degreaser too, it helps dig into that bearing. Get that nice and clean. The other side doesn't get dirty like that, so not even gonna bother with that. Then I'm gonna oil up that. Well, I oiled up the fork last time. It still has some left in there. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. All right, now we can lube up. So what I'll do is I will liberally apply some lube all over this thing. And then I'll put it on the chain, shift the gears, so it loops up every gear that way as well. So. A little more. Alright, chain's lubed, the cogs are lubed, and degreased. Perfect. My work with that is done. The wheel is on nice and perfect. Now I want to clean that inside of the rim. Check, and I don't think I need to check the spokes because there's no difference with the wobble. There is no wobble, as you guys saw, so we're not even going to bother with that. Yeah, I got to bolt down the fender. And the reason for that is I have a coupler that I attach my cargo trailer to whenever I want to use the cargo trailer. And instead of loading it directly on the axle, I decided to put it right underneath the bolt that holds the fender on the opposite side. It doesn't misalign the wheel like that, which can be a wheel pain. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. Oh, I did a funny knee slapper, got the whole squad laughing. So you tune in here long enough, sometimes you get terrible jokes from your boy. There we go, nice and clean. I'll bring you guys back up. Hope you guys are getting some kind of enjoyment or something out of what I'm doing. Okay. So now I can get the motor cable reattached. This is a 9-pin. So as long as you got a 9-pin hub motor, it is technically compatible. Even if it's not the Aorta branded one. Because this one specifically is branded by Aorta, the company for this bike. Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, that washer got all bent. So we'll put a new one on. In fact, actually, I'll use this one. These ones are usually tougher. They're not completely straight, as you can see. But the more tension you got on the bolt, the more you clasp it together. Hey, JK. How's it going, man? Good to see you. I was getting done with the majority of the bike tune-up stuff that I wanted to do today. So I cleaned up the frame. So the frame's nice and clean, and we degreased and lubed up the cogs and the chain. And, whoops-a-daisy. And I was repositioning the wheel, or repositioning the axle a little bit. It was a bit off kilter. Oh, here it is. Out! Get out! Get out in the boat! And I was repositioning that front wheel because it was chafing up against the brake rotor a little bit. So we got that taken care of too. Heckin' dope. You know, just doing a lot of our basic tune-up stuff, you know. So nothing too fancy, nothing too extravagant. Just making sure that my bike is ready to rock and roll. All those good things and stuff. Yeah, I wanted that up a tiny bit higher. Yeah, let's go with that. Maybe I'll bolt it down with my drill. Okay, little pop. Perfect. That's just what I wanted. Help keep that on nice and tight. Because, point down a little bit. So I put the coupler, instead of putting the cargo trailer coupler directly on the axle, that's how it's conventionally done, I put it on the same bolt that holds the fender in place. So it doesn't shift the axle. Because over time it does that, and then it kind of makes your motor run all weird, which is no bueno. There we go. Yeah, that's about as tight as it gets. Perfect. Good stuff. You know, if I went to a bike shop to do this instead of doing it myself, run me about $100, JK. So I figure, let's save $100, do it myself on a regular basis. I mean, I already do anyway, you know, but I also figure that, hey, if you guys find it interesting, I'll just keep streaming it too. There we go. Chain's in a good spot. Perfect. And, let's see. What are the major things that I want to do? So the rims are clean. I'll touch up the top part of the exterior a bit more. I gotta flip it up first. Yeah, that wheel is perfect. That wheel's perfect. Frame's clean. So, yeah, I think we're ready to flip up now. Alright, let's see. Oh, is Corey here? Oh, there's Corey. Hey, what's going on, Corey? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Didn't mean to miss you there. JK, you getting your elbow looked at today? Yeah, fingers crossed that it isn't anything too major. And we got Lieutenant Lucy, as you can see. There she is. Lieutenant Lucy. Alright, very careful. Perfect. There we go. I just use the old paint buckets as like a pseudo repair stand whenever I'm out here. Because that repair stand that I actually have for bikes, it can't hold a bike this heavy. So I don't use the repair stand for Juliet. I use the repair stand for other bikes. Because you figure your average electric bike doesn't weigh 120 plus pounds like she does. Juliet's a big girl. She's a big girl. Yeah, it'd run me about $100 to do all this stuff. Just want to say hi, but gotta run. See you on the live later with an update. Alright, take care, JK. Thanks for stopping by. I hope your appointment goes well for your elbow. You know, at the very least, hopefully you'll have some answers on what you can do from this point on. So, wish you luck, man. Appreciate having you here. Okay. I know I need to replace some of the screws. Let me see which ones are big enough. Okay, this one. Gotta use a flathead. To make sure I hold that discharge connector properly. I think that shifted a bit. It's a cheap-ass screwdriver. I actually found this on the ground. I don't know if you guys remember. It was from one of my GoPro live streams. I found this on the ground. I was like, hey, look, it's a free flathead screwdriver. Why not, right? But, I mean, I guess you also get what you pay for. And in this case, I didn't pay jack diddly squat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this thing's a piece of crap. It's already shifting like that. Oh boy. It's a good thing I got a spare. An actual legit one. Make sure I actually get that in all the way too. Otherwise it's not going to hold the battery. What is it, Lucy? You on the lookout, Lucy? Come on, get out. There we go. Got it. Tell me it's not going all the way in. Now, is that the neighbors across the street, Lucy? Okay. I might just have to do it with the 2 screws. Yeah, I'll deal with the 2. That's fine. I mean, normally you would want all 4, but it'll be fine. And anyway, that aside, let's put the battery back in. And actually, before I put the battery back in, I'm going to clean up this battery a bit because it gets a little dirty. Hey Colleen, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm just wrapping up my bike tune-up. Just a couple last minute things before we wrap it up completely. But we got a lot done with it for sure. So, both wheels are perfectly aligned. No scuffing on the brake pads. The frame is cleaned. The chain and cogs are degreased and lubed. So, got some solid progress. You know, they would charge me like $100 if I took this in the shop, just to do the stuff that I'm doing right now. They would charge me $100 to do it. So I figure, you know, on a semi-regular basis, keep this bike in shape, do it myself, save $100. For what, the maximum, maybe a couple hours? I mean, yeah, it hasn't even been an hour and a half, so. Good grief? Yeah, no kidding. You know what it is, man? It's the fact that these bike shops, they don't like working on e-bikes. I mean, I understand why, right? Big e-bikes, they're a little heavy. They can be cumbersome, awkward to work on. But then again, a lot of these cheap-ass bikes you buy from the store are no different. But when you've got some solid DIY skills, you save a lot of money and you save a lot of time. Because you figure if you take your bike in a shop with things that you can just learn how to do on your own if you can, you're going to save time instead of having to wait hours and hours just trying to get a response back. And then half time, they don't even call you when it's done. You know, they don't even call you when it's done half the time. They say like, oh, I'll ring you at 2 or 3. And then 4 o'clock rolls around. Ain't nobody ringing. So then you go there and they're like, oh, we got it done already. It's like, dude, why didn't you just tell me? You said you were. What's up with that, huh? But I digress. I digress. Alright, just going to do a little bit more on the outer part of the fenders. So not the actual suspension itself. You never want to use dry cleaner on that. You always want to remove that using lube or oil. Okay. Make sure those rims are clean. So those are the rims from the suspension. All that grease and grime. That was from the last time that I put fork oil on them. That helps remove all that grease and grime that gets trapped inside the suspension parts. So whenever it removes it out, it cakes up around the rims. So then you just wipe it off, gets rid of it for good. So it keeps it out of the suspension parts, the tubes, and it also keeps it off the fork itself. Good stuff. Now make sure this rack is in good shape too. It's the one that I mount my delivery bag on. And yeah, what do you got going on today, Colleen? You got any special plans for Friday? And delivery bag. Yeah, that makeshift staple job didn't really do it last time. That's okay. There's no need. Tempted to even just yank it off, but nah, I'll keep it on. I'll keep it on. I'm going to shift this bag a little bit. It does get crinkly because these cutout pieces that are supposed to, like, you know, hold up the walls of the bag, they're a little flimsy, has to be said. So as much as I like this bag, it's not exactly premium stuff. Not exactly the most premium material to build this thing. In fact, for the most part, people only buy a bag like this just because it's so goddamn big, you know? You can practically fit a body in this thing. Not saying I would, but, you know, hypothetically, you never know. But yeah, these are the interior parts of the walls. You put them inside the zippers. That's what holds these things up. I might also have too much in these bags, these side pockets too. That might be my problem too. You figure, what do I have? First aid kit, bike pump, a bunch of various sprays. So it's probably holding down too much. Maybe I'll have to get a separate bag, hold some of that stuff in. Alright. I know I gotta make an Amazon return. I'll probably do that sometime this afternoon. Yeah, these have seen better days. Yeah, I'd like to put like bigger ones in these. That'd probably get the job done better. Yeah, I wonder. I could potentially double up on them too, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Because what would be nice is to get this bag to stand up even better. Have less crinklage. Crinklage can be no bueno. Maybe this top part too, I could probably take it out. There's a top piece that holds the top. Wow, great description, Mike. But what I meant to say is there's a top zipper that holds one of these in it too. So maybe what I could do is I can keep it off the top part here. Maybe put like a double on one of these side walls. Maybe. So I like this bag to be a little more perky, you know? Make it a little more perky. So I'd like to figure that one out. Yeah, quite a bit of stuff here that I keep in my bag. I might even keep too much stuff in it. Yeah, I want to stand it up as tall as possible. Remove some of that crinklage at the bottom. That would make it better for the zipper. Yeah, I'm curious. Maybe I'll do some cardboard cutouts do it that way. Alright, how big is this box? Oh, okay, 21 inches. So this bag is 20. You know, that might actually be a good idea. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Alright, so I think I got another project I can do. I mean, these boxes are pretty cheap. But essentially what I have in mind is I can cut out the sides of this box and put one of these inside. Like, you know, these normally go inside the bag anyway. That holds up the walls of the bag. But I figure the dimensions on this are bigger, so that could probably add some extra integrity to the side walls itself. So I could probably do it that way. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I would only need 2, and this is, well, 2 sides, so yeah, I think I'll try that out. Yeah, little arts and crafts project, huh? Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me fine. I know a lot of people are out working right now. Just want to make sure that the stream's running okay. If the Wi-Fi is gonna not play games with me. Okay. Looks fine. Go. Nice. So yeah, that would be the perfect height. So it's actually an inch taller. This is an inch taller than the dimensions of the bag itself. But it might fit. Maybe. If I do something like that. I'm curious. Yeah. I want to see how I can make this better, you know? I want to make it stand up better. And see what I would need to make that possible. Yeah, it would still lean a little bit. I'd like to put it in this way, but it's just a bit too much. Hey, Positive Pokes, how's it going? I just got done tuning this bike up. So now, I want to see what I would need to do to make this bag stand up better. It comes with these to put inside the zippers to hold up the walls, but I want to reinforce it with something taller. So I'm going to do a little bit of measurement, see how much I need to cut off these so I can use these instead. Still no power? Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Hope you get your power back soon. So let's see, that's the lowest point. Alright. So I'm thinking. Alright, so that's about the highest it goes. Right about. Okay, that might work. Let's see if that works. Ah, look at that. Hey, that's pretty neat. Sweet, we got it. So now, I'll put one of these in. And help give a little more beef to those side walls. Yeah, it's standing up. It's standing more upright now on this side. Alright, that's heckin' dope. So that'll work. Nice. Let's see. Yeah. Double check this side. The zipper actually comes down here. So it's got to meet that minimum part. Say right above. Oh wow, that's quite a difference. Yeah, that's helping it stand a lot more upright now. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. I needed a cutout that was slightly taller than the ones that came with this bag. So I think we got it. Nice. Well, that'll work. That's heckin' dope. Yeah, that's quite the difference. I think I'll keep the battery pump in here instead of keeping it in these pockets. Help with the weight distribution a bit more. And then some of the usual stuff I carry with me too. First aid, scotch tape, bug spray, and the sunscreen. You figure I live in Florida, I get that farmer's tan every time I'm out, so helps with that for sure. Yeah, quite a difference in the bag. It's, you know what it is, like this bag is so damn big, but it gets limp sometimes. You know, mainly because the side walls are actually less than 20 inches. So I needed some side walls that were taller. So that box is going to help with that for sure. And it makes them twice as thick from side to side, so that's going to help structurally as well. And yeah, some of my regular tools, I could afford to carry a few less of them. I'll probably do that. Just carry a little less tools with me. So you figure the usual, I always bring an adjustable wrench and a fixed wrench. Get most nuts and bolts situations under control. I usually bring Allen wrenches with me, but I could probably get away with carrying less of them. So this is the set that I usually carry with me. Just various size Allen wrenches. But I'm actually going to carry less. So I'll use my smaller set because it's the same specs, just they're shorter. Let me see. Maybe I could bring the whole set. It is lighter. Maybe. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll bring the whole set. I'll just stick with the smaller one because it weighs less. Slightly reduce the weight that I gotta carry on this bike. And as per usual too, patch kit, and zip tie cutter, tire lever, some zip ties. And then some of my miscellaneous tools for different kinds of situations I usually bring with me. Got these spring locks. Then I got these cables. You know, the bungee cords. They come in handy, different situations, you know. I guess I'll put them in here too. A little less pressure on the walls directly. Like that. Yeah, it's like this one snapped off a little while ago. Haven't really fixed it, but no big deal. Doesn't need it. And I always bring some rags with me too, because you never know. Yeah, the integrity of this bag is a lot better now. So that helps for sure. And oh, yeah, there we go. Got it. And then those straps that I use to wrap the bag around me, I also put them directly on the frame. That just helps give it some extra security, so it's less likely to wobble around, even if I'm on a big bumpy road, if I hit some bumpy wumpies, you know. You guys know me with my bumpy wumpies. They make me go, ow! So, fixed wrenches. Put my adjustable wrench, screwdriver, and then bigger screwdriver. Yeah, she's already got some. So I'll actually put this one here. There we go. That'll work. Nice. Hub cone wrench. Let's see with the other one. There we go. Nice. Oh yeah, don't want to forget my quarters. You never know when you got to go to Aldi and do a shopping order. Don't want to forget those. All right, well, we're pretty much done. So that's about it for the bike. So we fixed up that bag. So now the bag holds up a lot better. It stands up more upright, as you can see. And the frame, nice and clean. The chain and cogs, nice and degreased. And the spokes, the spoke tension on the rims is good. We cleaned the rims too. And yeah, overall just looks pretty solid. So, and there's Lucy, of course. There's the beautiful baby. Yeah, that was basically it. So, the only thing I want to do now is just degrease and lube that cog and chain on the other bike. So, I'll get that done real quick too. Let me just adjust my tripod a bit. I haven't used my mountain bike a whole lot lately, so it hasn't really needed anything. But if and when I start using that more again, I'll get some work done on it as well. And this was the old phone attachment, like a phone mount attachment thingy, whatever you want to call it. Broke off, as you can see. But that one that I'm using to hold the phone right now, I was using that yesterday and it held up just fine. And then I got my replacement one. All I gotta do is just return this within a few days, so they don't charge me for it. So that's good to go. And I'll get this mount back up on the bike. Yeah, this will be quick. Little degreaser and then we'll lube it up. Colleen says looks beautiful. Thanks, Colleen. Yeah, it's a great bike, man. I love it. It's definitely that's my favorite bike I've ever owned, the Juliet. This bike's pretty great too. I definitely enjoy riding this one. This is the one that's got the torque sensor, so, I pedal it, I'm actually getting exercise with it. In fact, actually, that's been the main reason why I haven't been using my mountain bike much, because I'm actually getting exercise with this one. There we go. That was pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy, if I say so myself. And a little bit of dirt and grease down here. We'll get that out of the way. Now let's see. Yeah, it runs that right off, so that's good. And it's not that dirty, so no need for a formal clean yet, but I'll give it a quick wipe now. Might as well. A little wipe-a-roonski. Just a basic wipe-a-roonski. Get those little things out of there. Get it out in a boat. Just like Corey the Canadian man would say, boat in a boat. Nice. I'll get that chain and the cog lubed up in a second. Yeah, honestly, it hasn't gotten that dirty, so that's good. I mean, I haven't had this bike long enough for it to get significantly dirty. Not yet, anyway. Still make sure that DJ's good to go. Let's name this bike DJ. Okay, looks like that stuff's bolted down just fine. So that's good to see. I like to make sure that everything's bolted down nice and tight, but not too tight now. Oh yeah, look at all that dirt coming out. Yeah, this cog got pretty dirty. Holy moly, look at that. Ugh. Yucky poo. Yeah. That's what makes this degreaser stuff so good. It gets all of it off. But then you just get your cloth and bam. Get all that out of there. Because what it does too is it cakes up and it throws off your chain. So you don't want it to throw off your chain, you know? If you throw off your chain, it's going to be bad juju. And, you know, bad juju, as it implies, is indeed bad juju. Yeah, I'm going to put a tiny bit more of that degreaser in there. Really get nice and deep on that cog, that inner part. As soon as I get off that last bit of grime, I'll lube up the chain. And the cog is only a single gear. It's only a single gear. Hold on, Lucy. Yep. Go ahead. No. Nope. Way.
Are you working on them or cleaning them up?
I was working on this one. So, looks almost brand new.
And does that have a motor or no?
Yeah, this one, these are both electric. This one's mountain bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How fast do they go?
This one gets up to 30 miles an hour.
That's great. I was going to pay you with this. You were going to touch as usual.
Well, of course. Oh, let's see. Let me get this stuff out of my hands and then I'll be back.
Perfect. Alright, that's all done. Let's right here. Move up there.
Did it rain here?
For a little while.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all done. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much it. So, as you guys can see, we got the work done on my main bike, the Juliet bike. I even had enough time to fix up the bag. So now the bag is standing up a lot more upright, which is perfect. That just makes it a little easier to remove stuff, add stuff in the bag, maintain the structural integrity of it. And then we did a pretty basic cleanup, tune-up for the DJ bike. Nothing crazy. The only outright thing that needed to get done was to clean up that cog and lube up the chain. Give it a little cleanup job on the frame. So we got that taken care of. And hope you guys got a little value out of some of that stuff I was going over on and off as well. And I'll do that regularly as well. So about the beginning of next month, we'll do the same thing, where just make sure my bikes are tuned up, ship shape, ready to go. I'll live stream that as well. And I'm going to take the rest of the day off, just, run a couple errands this afternoon, get settled in for the night, hang out with Lucy while I'm still babysitting her. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you did, give it a lick on the way out. If you have yet to subscribe to the channel, you know what you got to do. Ring that Taco Bell so you get notified the next time I upload and live stream. I'll be live streaming tomorrow morning, like brunch hour-ish, give or take, into probably mid-afternoon, something along those lines. So stay tuned for that. I've got it scheduled ahead of time, so ring that Taco Bell so you get notified when I'm ready to do that. We'll get some work done on around that time period. But yeah, on that note, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.